Managing emotions with mindfulness. Emotions are a natural part of being human, but they can sometimes feel overwhelming or difficult to manage. Mindfulness offers powerful tools for recognizing, understanding, and regulating your emotions in a way that promotes emotional well-being and balance. In this module, we'll explore how mindfulness can help you manage your emotions effectively by recognizing and labeling them, and by applying techniques for emotional regulation. Recognizing and labeling emotions. The first step in managing your emotions is to recognize them as they arise. This might sound simple, but it's easy to get caught up in an emotion without fully understanding what it is or where it's coming from. Mindfulness encourages you to observe your emotions without judgment, allowing you to see them clearly and respond in a balanced way. Mindful observation. When you notice an emotion arising, take a moment to observe it without reacting immediately. Pay attention to how it feels in your body, where you experience it, for example, tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, and how it affects your thoughts. Example, imagine you're feeling anxious before a big presentation. Instead of trying to push the anxiety away or getting swept up in it, take a moment to notice where you feel it in your body. Perhaps your heart is racing, or your hands are slightly trembling. Simply observe these sensations without judgment. Labeling the emotion. Once you've observed the emotion, try to label it. Naming the emotion can help you gain clarity and create some distance from it, making it easier to manage. Use simple terms like anger, sadness, joy, or fear. Example, after observing your physical sensations, you might label the emotion as anxiety or nervousness. This simple act of naming helps you recognize the emotion as a passing experience rather than an overwhelming force. Understanding the emotion. After labeling the emotion, take a moment to understand why it's arising. What triggered it? Is it related to a specific thought or situation? Understanding the cause can help you address the root of the emotion rather than just the surface level feeling. Example, you might realize that your anxiety before the presentation is linked to a fear of judgment or a desire to perform well. Understanding this can help you address the underlying concern, such as preparing thoroughly or reminding yourself that it's okay not to be perfect. Accepting the emotion. Finally, accept the emotion without trying to change it or push it away. Acceptance doesn't mean you have to like the emotion, but it does mean acknowledging it as a natural part of your experience. Example, you might say to yourself, "I'm feeling anxious, and that's okay. It's natural to feel this way before a big event." This acceptance can reduce the intensity of the emotion and make it easier to manage. Techniques for emotional regulation. Once you've recognized and labeled your emotions, mindfulness offers several techniques to help you regulate them effectively. These techniques can help you stay calm, centered, and in control, even in challenging situations. Mindful breathing. One of the most effective techniques for emotional regulation is mindful breathing. When you feel a strong emotion, focus on your breath. Take slow, deep breaths, and use your breath as an anchor to the present moment. Example, if you're feeling angry, take a few deep breaths, inhaling slowly through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. As you focus on your breath, you'll find that the intensity of the anger begins to subside, allowing you to respond more thoughtfully. Body scan meditation. Another technique is the body scan meditation. This involves mentally scanning your body from head to toe, noticing any areas of tension or discomfort. This practice can help you release physical tension associated with strong emotions. Example, if you're feeling stressed, you might notice tightness in your shoulders or tension in your jaw. By bringing awareness to these areas, you can consciously relax them, which can also help reduce the emotional intensity you're feeling. RAIN technique. The RAIN technique is a 4-step process for managing difficult emotions: recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. First, recognize the emotion you're feeling. Then, allow it to be present without resisting it. Investigate the emotion with curiosity, asking yourself what it's trying to tell you. Finally, nurture yourself by offering compassion and kindness. Example, if you're feeling sadness, you might recognize it and allow it to be there without trying to push it away. Then, investigate by asking yourself what's causing the sadness and what you might need at that moment. Finally, nurture yourself by offering self-compassion, perhaps by taking a break, talking to a friend, or practicing self-care. Visualization. Visualization can also be a powerful tool for emotional regulation. When you're feeling overwhelmed, visualize a place where you feel safe and calm, such as a peaceful beach or a quiet forest. Imagine yourself there, experiencing the sights, sounds, and sensations of that place. Example, if you're feeling anxious, close your eyes and visualize yourself sitting by a calm lake. Imagine the gentle lapping of the water, the sound of birds, and the warmth of the sun on your skin. This visualization can help shift your emotional state from anxiety to calm. Conclusion. Managing emotions with mindfulness is about bringing awareness and compassion to your emotional experiences. By recognizing and labeling your emotions, you create space between yourself and the emotion, allowing you to respond rather than react. The techniques for emotional regulation: mindful breathing, body scan meditation, the RAIN technique, and visualization are tools you can use to navigate life's emotional ups and downs with greater ease and balance. Remember, emotions are a natural part of life, and mindfulness doesn't eliminate them, but it does empower you to manage them in a healthy, constructive way. By practicing these techniques regularly, you'll find that you're better equipped to handle whatever emotions arise, leading to a more balanced and peaceful life. The STOP technique is a simple yet powerful mindfulness tool designed to help you navigate stressful situations with greater calm and clarity. It's a quick practice that you can use anytime you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or reactive. STOP stands for stop, take a breath, observe, and proceed. How to apply STOP in stressful situations. Let's break down each step of the STOP technique and see how it can be applied in real-life scenarios. Stop. The first step is to literally stop what you're doing. This might mean pausing a conversation, taking your hands off the keyboard, or even just pausing your thoughts for a moment. The idea is to interrupt the automatic reaction that a stressful situation might trigger. Example: imagine you're in the middle of a tense meeting at work. Someone has just said something that frustrates you. Instead of responding immediately, you choose to stop. You don't say anything, you don't react, you simply pause. Take a breath. Next, take a deep breath. This isn't just about breathing, it's about creating space between the stimulus, the stressful situation, and your response. Deep breathing activates the body's relaxation response, helping to calm your mind and body. Example: after you've stopped, you take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, allowing your lungs to fill completely. You hold it for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth. This simple breath helps reduce the intensity of your emotional reaction. Observe. Now, observe what's happening both internally and externally. Internally, check in with your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. Externally, take a moment to observe the situation objectively. What's actually happening? What are the facts, separate from your initial emotional reaction? Example: as you observe, you might notice that your heart is racing and your shoulders are tense. Emotionally, you might recognize that you're feeling defensive or angry. Externally, you observe that the person speaking is expressing their opinion, and you realize that your initial reaction was more about how you interpreted their words than what was actually said. Finally, proceed with awareness. After stopping, breathing, and observing, you're in a better position to choose a response that is calm, thoughtful, and appropriate to the situation. This step is about responding rather than reacting. Example: with a clearer mind, you decide to respond in a way that addresses the issue without escalating the tension. Instead of snapping back, you might say, "I hear your concern. Let's explore how we can address this together." This response is more constructive and helps to de-escalate the situation. Benefits of pausing and reflecting. The STOP technique offers several key benefits, particularly in stressful situations. Reduces reactive behavior. One of the biggest challenges in stressful situations is the tendency to react impulsively. The STOP technique helps you break this pattern by inserting a pause between the trigger and your response, allowing you to act with intention rather than reflex. Example: without the STOP technique, you might react to a criticism with defensiveness or anger, which could escalate the conflict. By pausing and reflecting, you're more likely to respond in a way that is calm and constructive, improving your interactions and outcomes. Promotes emotional regulation. The STOP technique helps you manage your emotions by giving you a moment to recognize and address them before they take control. This can lead to better emotional balance and a greater sense of control over your reactions. Example: in a situation where you feel overwhelmed by anxiety, the STOP technique allows you to acknowledge that feeling, take a deep breath, and choose a response that helps calm your anxiety rather than fueling it. Enhances mindful decision-making. By observing the situation and your internal state before proceeding, you're able to make decisions that are more aligned with your values and long-term goals, rather than based on short-term emotions. Example: if you're faced with a difficult decision, the STOP technique can help you step back and consider your options mindfully. This might mean choosing a course of action that is more thoughtful and less reactive, leading to better outcomes in the long run. Improves relationships. When you practice the STOP technique, you're more likely to respond to others with empathy and understanding, rather than reacting out of anger or frustration. This can lead to stronger, more positive relationships both at work and in your personal life. Example: during a disagreement with a friend or partner, the STOP technique helps you avoid saying something hurtful in the heat of the moment. Instead, you take a breath, observe your emotions, and proceed with a response that is kind and constructive, which helps to resolve the conflict more effectively. Conclusion: the stop technique is a powerful mindfulness tool that can help you navigate stressful situations with greater ease and grace. By incorporating this simple practice into your daily life, you'll find that you're better equipped to handle challenges, make mindful decisions, and maintain emotional balance. Remember, the power of stop lies in its simplicity. Just a few seconds of mindful pause can transform your reactions and lead to more positive outcomes in every area of your life.